I saw a tweet about Charli XCX's new song and video for 360, and it got me thinking, so here's an unorganized, half-baked response to it. Popcrave posted this teaser for Charli's new music video, and it features her walking into this room full of famous but not super famous internet it girls like Julia Fox, Rachel Sennett, Chloe Cherry, and so on. And they're talking about how they need to find a new hot internet girl. The tweet from Que Paso Daniel says, "Something about this feels a tad too myopic for me. Self-referential for people who live in 4 neighborhoods in LA NYC. Lady Gaga created her own self-mythology that we could all project our delusions onto. This feels frigid, like a crass reminder that you're not on the list." No hate to this person, I totally understand not being charmed by this kind of vibe, but yeah, everything he said is kind of the whole point. Myopic, self-referential, and a crass reminder that you're not on the list? Yes. We're currently living in the era of that, and Charli might be the queen of that concept. First off, I think it's a funny move for Charli to really boil down how specifically and quickly things become popular and then not popular in today's day and age of internet stan culture. Getting all these ladies into one place is a visual, artistic representation of when you would see those TikToks of like White Boy of the Month rankings or whatever, how Top Gun Maverick dropped and Glenn Powell became the thing, and then it went back to Timmy, and then Austin Butler was big with Elvis, etc. Charli is one of the definitive internet cool girls. She's been on the cutting edge of the trendy Y2K revival since around 2016 with the release of her Vroom Vroom EP. And in my opinion, that iconic piece of music has helped guide listeners to a more experimental, higher quality, avant-garde pop sound in the mainstream ever since Charli was the one that did it first. Her collaborations with Sophie and the PC Music Camp have made a serious impact on the trajectory of pop music going forward. And this is me coming up with the comparison off the top of my head, but something like Billie Eilish's Bad Guy doesn't go #1 if it wasn't for Charli doing something similar first. Charli walked so Billie could run and get all the Grammys, thus making a hi-fi alternative electro-pop even more popular in the process. And it's fascinating to me because while I'm saying that Charli is like the cool, esoteric, indie adjacent girl that isn't #1 but helps guide what becomes #1, she had already been at the top of the charts a few years prior in a very different context. I'm so fancy. Fancy by Iggy Azalea featuring Charli XCX, while catchy, was not a good song, but it was absolutely massive. 7 weeks at #1, and this was essentially Charli's rookie year in the mainstream. Iconopop's I Love It featuring Charli came out 11 months prior, and then Charli's Boom Clap would follow, and while all of them very popular, they were not good. She burst onto the scene with these disgustingly sweet, robotic songs that sounded like someone trying to manufacture a hit. I Love It is fine, I'm more so talking about the other two. And it's so interesting that just a couple of years later, she would ditch the radio and start making weird stuff that is similar but different enough. Context changes everything. The attitude and perspective of a song, how it's coming across to you, can change your enjoyment of it night and day. Boom Clap is like a corporate record executive's idea of what a hit song is with bland production. While Vroom Vroom, on the other hand, is almost making fun of what a hit song is, while simultaneously being a captivating banger. Cute, sexy, and my ride sporty. Those slugs know they... Is it Batman and the Joker or Spider-Man and Green Goblin where they do this whole, "You're not so different, you and I, we're kind of the same thing when you really think about it"? That's Charli XCX and her ability to make pop music. If you close your eyes and plug your ears a little bit, Boom Clap and Vroom Vroom kinda seem like the same thing, but between the quality of the production, the aesthetic choices being made, the lyrics, the persona, the performances, you have a pathetic joke that is near the top of the charts, and then somebody that's actually in on the joke that won't be anywhere close to the top of the charts, but she will achieve a strong cult following. From Vroom Vroom to Pop 2 to Charli to my personal favorite How I'm Feeling Now to Crash, Charli has continued on making this high-quality bubblegum bass, hyper-pop, and electronic music that is both playful and silly, but good. Passionate, emotional, expertly made, innovative, boundary-pushing, all the things that you would want from an artist that knows what it's like to be at the top.
Keep way too pretty, keep way so mistaken. I like everything about what you want. I ain't got it.
Along with the usual suspects, she's worked with other strange forward thinkers like Dylan Brady, Caroline Polachek, Dijon, Rina Sawayama, Christine and the Queens, and more. She's made her crazy art house piece, her quarantine Zoom call live stream record, her satirical hypersexualized dance pop, and now it's led us to this, Brat. And with this person that has had her finger on the pulse for so many years, someone that knows the internet and knows how music fans are, someone who knows what matters in today's internet age and how we're all way too online, we have something that's shaping up to be a somewhat confrontational look back at her past and where we are today. 1, the album cover is this gross green, which is in direct opposition to the beautiful half-naked woman covers in the past. 2, the title Brat seems to be her owning and glorifying this sort of like mean girl persona that we've been able to hear in the singles thus far. It's like the natural evolution of the girl boss concept that has died down and become irreversibly ironic. You can still be a girl boss, but now it's not some heroic positive thing. You're gloating about the success and celebrity status, but it's also post-ironic in the way that you are cool and you're talking about how cool you are, but it's kind of a joke, but not really, but you're kind of serious because you are cool, but it's not that serious, you know? It's a joke, but it's not, but like slay mama, jokingly, but not still, like slay, please. And 3, this is where we get back to the tweet that made me talk about this in the first place. A self-referential, crass reminder that you're not on the list. That is the apex of the meta post-irony in all of this. I'm your favorite reference, baby. We currently live in a world of references. TikTok memes that are popular for a few days and then they die forever. Charli knows that she occupies this very curious place in the culture where she's not some big A-lister, she's not Beyonce or Taylor Swift, but she's like right below it where she's very, very popular, but still cool. She's this perfect middle ground between the brightest of the spotlight and some super niche independent status where anyone that's anyone will know her, but not everybody knows her. She's the cool reference to make while still being big enough that most people are gonna get the reference. This is a side note, but I'm a big fan of the show Survivor. Yes, it is still going on. And one thing that blows my mind in this postmodern internet age where stan culture is so prevalent, people will be stans or superfans of the most niche, ultra-specific nobodies imaginable. The show is on its 46th season, and while you have legitimate reality TV show legends that have done really cool, impressive things, these people don't care. For whatever reason, making the obvious reference isn't enough anymore. Instead of standing the stars, or the secondary stars, or like the underrated people that are still loved, or whatever, we are talking about like Season 42's second person voted out that had 3 minutes of dialogue. And while I don't know if it started out as a joke, I think these stans are dead serious. They love, or at least want people to think that they love, the so-and-so nobody that did nothing for some reason. So when we talk about I'm your favorite reference, baby, and looking like an icon, and mentions of Gabriette, whoever that is, and Charli XCX saying, I'm so Julia, That is insane. Julia Fox is not big enough to be one name, first name only referenced like that. She is not, and a Britney song was on. Julia Fox is not at that level. But Charli knows that the world is all about micro celebrities right now, and whether or not you're in the know. This isn't to say that Julia Fox is the most niche person ever. Uncut Gems was big, at least in the independent movie sense, it was big. And then the whole Uncut Gems Muse meme that was big for like 2 weeks, which is a long time in meme culture now. And then she dated Kanye and so on and so on. But still, she is not first name only big. And yet, that is the whole point. While I didn't know like half of the people in the music video, I did see one of my favorite TikTok comedians / Heaven by Marc Jacobs model, Blizzy McGuire. And I got really excited. But again, like, she is niche enough that when I see her, I'm like, oh my god, Blizzy's in the Charli video, that's insane. But Blizzy is popular enough that tens of thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands, had the same reaction as me, that, oh, that's my person that I know that is just my niche micro internet celebrity. It's so cool that she's in the Charli video, but so many people definitely had that reaction. Let me give this example. My friend and one of my favorite musicians, Chase Segley, recently collaborated on a song with his friend Maddie J, who is another small up-and-coming independent musician.
In love with my life. What if you're doing everything right?
But you know who already follows her? An even smaller indie band from Colorado that stayed at my house one time when they were passing through town. In today's world, no matter how ultra specific and niche you think something is, other people will know it. I've talked about the musician Quiet Light on the channel a few times, who makes these like ambient pop voice memo collage songs, and she is strange and her own thing, and I didn't expect many other people to know her, and now she's in the fader. That's what I'm talking about. So while Charli's song and video and her references may seem like they're only for 4 neighborhoods in LA and NYC, I think she sees the bigger context of how the world works today. It's not just her being a mean girl, it's her laughing about being a mean girl and kind of being one but not really, and it's ironic but it's not. It's this self-aware bastardization of what being the hot internet girl really means. Hey, thank you for watching that video. If you want to support the channel, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media at RenshawHS. You can support me on Twitch or Patreon or buy my merch. Thank you again. I'll see you soon.